I'm Janet Sinclair. I've got 15 years experience in the real estate and property management business. I work as part of a team of real estate agents, one of the most successful in the country. And because my team has so much talent and so many years of experience to draw from,
Okay, have a good one. Okay, see ya. Yeah.
I've mastered the art of putting the perfect list price on a property.
I'm Steve Massaroni. I've been a real estate agent for 2 years. But what I lack in time on the job, I make up for it in hustle. So we're gonna list this thing today?
Let's get it done.
Okay, let's go. I know what the market is doing in every neighborhood in the city. So I know how to set the perfect list price for a property.
Steve is a great guy, but he's from the suburbs, so he really doesn't know how to price a house in the city.
I was thinking a little bit lower.
I think you're crazy.
Yeah? Janet is a lot of fun, but does she really know what she's doing?
We don't want that one going on the MLS.
Or is it her team leader, her husband Al, who really has the know-how?
Which one of us will get the best price for our client?
I never played a game I didn't win.
I love a little friendly competition. Steve, you're going down, buddy. I've been hired by my client, Tim, to sell his adorable 3-bedroom detached home located on a quiet street in an up-and-coming neighborhood. I want this done like as fast as possible.
So do I.
Last week, I helped him buy a fixer-upper. We have got to sell and close this house fast because he's carrying 2 homes.
I've been hired by my client Rob to sell his brick Victorian semi on a family-friendly street in the same neighborhood as Janet's client. We're gonna have a lot of people coming through here because there's not too many houses in the area that are listed.
Okay.
He bought the house for $365,000 and rebuilt it top to bottom to flip. He put around maybe $150,000 into the house, and now we're hoping to see how much money he can make on it.
To price a house, the first thing I do is consult with my team leader, Al. And together, we come up with an estimate of its market value.
$359. That's what it's going out at. Paid $343 for it.
Okay. So for Tim's house, we looked at other 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, fully detached houses within a couple of blocks of his street. And what the research showed was a range of sale prices, from $399,000 to $450,000, depending upon what features those houses had going for them. Tim's house is adorable. It has freshly painted walls, gleaming original hardwood floors, and a gorgeous refreshed kitchen.
It's a great smaller house for a starting family or a professional couple.
But because the house has been updated, but not totally renovated, when it comes to estimating its market value, I'm going to start at the bottom of the range of comparables, $400,000, and then look at the home's best-selling features for added value. The basement has its own bath and kitchen. I'm increasing the market value by $25,000 because of the income potential from this apartment. The backyard is fenced in, making it very safe for children. A privacy fence like this adds $5,000 to the market value. The most important selling feature is the fact that it has 2 parking spots. Parking on this street is a valuable commodity, worth an additional $20,000. So I put the market value at $450,000. To get the highest price, my strategy is to set the price below market value at $429,000 and hold off accepting offers for 6 days so as many people as possible can see this house, to create a bidding war that will get me my goal price of $450,000. I've got a number in my head, and it's $450,000.
Nice. I hope so, too.
Watch and learn, Steve Massaroni. Nobody can price a house like me.
There is no way that Janet will do better for her client than I will. To come up with a market value for Rob's house, I researched what other 3-story brick Victorian semis had sold for nearby. And I found sales ranging from $499,000 to $549,000. Rob's house has been completely renovated with high-end finishings and a clean design. Granite fireplace, halogen pot lights, hardwood flooring throughout. Everything's finished perfectly. People are gonna come through here and love it.
Okay, that's what we're looking for.
Everything in this house is brand new, even the roof and the mechanicals. When it comes to estimating its market value, I'm gonna start at the top of the range of comparables, $549,000. and then look at the home's best-selling features for added value. Third floor attic has been converted to a master bedroom with an ensuite. Rob has opened up an alcove to bring in natural light. A really smart idea. These features add $25,000 to the market value of the house. There are stunning horizontal wooden decks on all 3 levels of the house. So I'm adding another $25,000 for this feature. There's a brick parking pad in the back of the house that will easily fit a compact city car. That raises the value by another $20,000. And being an exclusive end unit raises the market value by $30,000. So I put the market value of Rob's house at $649,000. But what Rob is really hoping for is $689,000. So I have a plan to set the list price at market value, $649,000. Hold off accepting offers for 5 days to generate as much interest from buyers as possible and attract multiple offers, which will get me my goal price of $689,000.
Yeah, I think that will do.
Yeah?
That's the number.
I know I'm gonna do a better job than Janet.
The agent's open house, to me, is a test of the market.
Well, I think this is great.
They could be the person that brings in that offer.
Very, very nice house.
And I'll get my gold price.
Cute.
There's nothing anyone can say negative about this property.
I do have a couple of concerns.
Being part of one of the best real estate teams in the country has helped me become a pretty good agent. I'm selling a sweet 2-story detached home with income potential in an up-and-coming neighborhood. My client Tim has already bought another house, so I need to sell this one fast.
I'm selling a totally renovated Victorian semi for my client Rob. Flipping houses is his business, and he needs to make a good profit to survive.
Who has priced their house right?
You're looking at him.
I don't think so. Go back to the bird, Steve. Today is the agent's open house for my client, Tim. A jury of my peers, other agents that work in the neighborhood, will come and preview this house. Hi, come on in.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
No, I think this is great.
Okay, good. Come back with a buyer. They could be the person that brings in that offer. And I'll get my gold price. Add it to the collection. And this is when Steve gets to see how it's done.
Very, very nice house.
Cute.
My favorite things about the house is that it's clean. It's freshly painted.
I think the house is adorable and it's totally quirky.
The staging is lovely.
Offers a lot of value, great space.
Income potential from the basement. Or if they have a teenager, they can stick them down here.
There's nothing anyone can say negative about this property.
I do have a couple of concerns.
Ooh, this is a little low. Ooh, that's a short one.
Things I didn't like was the basement. Ceiling height's low. A little bit low, but it's an old house.
We only rent to short people.
Okay. Is there really a rental market for short tenants?
The basement apartment, there's a range hood and no stove and no space for stove. So you could rent it out and I suppose give your tenant like, you know, a hot plate and tell them not to cook too much.
So what if there's issues in the basement? Getting a short tenant that doesn't cook is not a problem.
You're asking home buyers to pay for an apartment that no one will rent.
How is that?
The laundry room pipe is a big problem. It's in the doorway, so every time you have laundry, you're gonna be walking by, tripping over it.
The pipe in the basement not being dug down.
You have to step over, which is like a major trip hazard.
They'll end up doing a header into the laundry room.
Stop with the pipe. It's not a safety hazard, it meets code, it's just not submerged.
Just in the way whenever you go do your laundry.
Well, then don't do your laundry.
I know.
I haven't done mine for a month.
That helps. That helps. The pipe is a problem you just can't laugh off. I would have convinced my client to fix it.
There's like no storage.
Oh my God. I couldn't even put a week's worth of my wardrobe in here. Insurance company will want a rail put in on that.
Closets can be built and railings can be installed.
How much does it cost to put in a railing? I would have taken care of that before the open house for sure.
It says that there's 2-car parking here, and it's a front pad,
You can go through the mutual drive and there's a parking spot and there's a garage.
but the gate is only 4 feet.
You can get a small car through it.
It's listed as 2-car parking and with a garage, and the garage is not meant for a car. It's like meant to party in, with your lovely urinal, which I thought was hilarious, completely unusual.
You'd have to teleport a vehicle over the top of the house to park there.
The parking is perfectly fine unless you drive a Hummer.
The parking is perfectly fine if you drive a smart car and pull down the fence.
Seems to slope down here. I'd be concerned about the structural foundation.
You see the furniture in here? They've had to level it off with 2x6s and cut the legs off the back of the furniture.
The front of the furniture had like the legs on, but the back didn't, because there's like the entire basement kind of dips down into a bowl formation.
This house is a little slanty, so my concern would be foundation.
The inspection showed that there's no problem with the basement.
You don't have to be a house inspector to know that the basement floor dips.
If this were my listing, I think I would have probably done very similar to what has been done here.
I would have listed the property at $399.
I wouldn't have changed a thing. It's priced really well.
I would have brought this house at maybe just at $400,000.
If you priced it a little bit lower, maybe at $399, I guess more people would come through.
Despite everything, what everyone has said, I have the same opinion. I think it's going to sell for $450,000.
I would predict that the property would go for high fours, close to $500,000.
I think it'll sell for $450,000 range.
I think it might sell for in the 460s.
I wouldn't be surprised if it sold for $5.
I think the house will go a little bit under asking. I say around 410, 415.
410? Maybe he tripped on that pipe and hit his head because he's not thinking right. I can't wait to take a look at his client's house.
Steve, nice to meet you. Thank you. With any luck, the agents will love the house and bring in a buyer.
That's a good use of space. Beautiful house, great look. It's a house for little people.
My agent's open house was fabulous.
Very, very nice house.
I wouldn't be surprised if it sold for $5.
I say around 410, 415.
With the exception of Steve's lowball prediction, the jury seems to think that I know how to price a house.
Janet did all right, I'll give her that, with a little help from her husband.
Absolutely, buddy.
Today I'm doing an agent's open house for my client, Rob. The jury will be coming through any minute. With any luck, the agents will love the house and bring in a buyer.
Hi,
Steve, nice to meet you. Thank you.
I'm Shirley. Steve. Nice to meet you, Steve.
And hopefully, let me stick it to Janet just a little bit when she sees what she's up against. You got the cook style faucet.
Which is fantastic. It's nice how they've got a staircase water down here, and then it sort of narrows as you come up. That's a good use of space. I thought the house was a razzle-dazzler.
But this is nice. I like this. I thought it was nice. They did a nice job. The hardwood floors are gorgeous.
I think what I really liked about the house was the kitchen.
I like the kitchen. I like the sink. Stainless steel is great. Like, people love that.
I love the decks.
Beautiful house, great look.
You can definitely see the workmanship, the quality.
Mechanics have been done.
Negatives. Well, there are quite a few.
What was put on the MLS as a semi-detached property, it's not. It's the end of a row townhouse configuration.
I wouldn't have called it a semi-detached because it's a Victorian row house.
I made a mistake calling it a semi-detached instead of a row house. Big deal.
Oh, but it is a big deal. A mistake on a listing can potentially get you fined by the real estate board. And it is kind of an indication that you might not know what you're doing.
Well, I hope whoever buys it has a moped.
The listing shows that there's one parking spot. I don't know what you can park back there aside from a couple of mopeds or a smart car.
They do not warrant the legality of the parking. You're going to be going on to somebody else's property to even navigate moving in and out of this spot. At $650,000, you want to make sure you got a parking spot that's legal. That, I would almost guarantee, isn't.
I bet the parking will be fine. All the neighbors do the same thing.
You bet that the parking is fine? People who spend $600,000 on a home want to make sure the parking is fine.
Where's your washer and dryer going?
Doesn't have a washer and dryer, but sometimes people like to pick out their own things.
When people are paying 600 grand for a home, they don't want to turn around and have to pay for a washer and dryer.
If they put a washer in, they're blocking half the doorway when you walk in.
The laundry room was really awkward. It was tiny.
Bit of a tight squeeze,
A
eh?
little bit tight in there.
This house for little people.
They've opened up this little Archie, and I'm short, and I was.
This is the Harry Potter room. Yeah, like, what would you do in here?
The room's small.
Tiny. Tiny. There's your master bedroom. Short. Wow.
The master bedroom is really teeny-weeny.
The shower, I'd have to kind of be like this. I don't know if I could move much. And even the toilet, I don't even think the toilet, barely.
Some of the agents had a problem with the size of the rooms. This is a Victorian row house. What do you expect?
Right. Now Steve knows it's a row house.
This house I would have staged. I would have put some furniture in.
I would have completely staged the house, really filled up the void.
It really needs to be staged. It needs to be furnished.
Usually I stage all my properties. This one, he was in a bit of a rush and he wanted just to list it.
Are you kidding? I can have a house staged in 2 days. It's an agent's job to convince his client to stage a house. A staged home can bring in a lot more money.
It's one thing to have a look, but when you want to put a price tag behind it, you better put on your dance shoes and perform.
If this were my listing, I would have brought it out at $549,000.
And I probably would have bought it out at about $579.
Probably around $599.
I probably would have put it out at $599.
I predict that this house will sell for maybe 500 and, oh, I don't know, 58,000?
At $599, people would come, people would go, okay, let's do it. And then maybe bring it up to, maybe 7.
I think it should probably sell around the 650 mark.
I think $579 on it is a very reasonable price, and I think someone would probably come in and around that price on it.
I think the house is probably going to sell between $550 and $575. I think it's going to sit for a while.
$550 to $575? Is she kidding me? Maybe Janet should ask Al what he thinks.
I guess we'll find out on offer night just who is the better agent. Huh, Steve?
I'm looking forward to it.
Poker face. Good or bad, if the offer is brutal, no emotion.
Any faxes coming in?
No, nothing else.
Nothing, eh?
To get the best price for my client Tim's house, my strategy was to set the list price below market value at $429,000 and take offers in 6 days to try and get my goal price of $450,000.
I wouldn't be surprised if it sold for 5.
Close to 500,000?
450 range.
In the 460s?
I say around 410, 415.
Tonight is offer night, and I can't wait to tell my client Tim how many offers I have.
To get the best price for my client Rob, my strategy was to set the list price at market value at $649,000 and take offers in 5 days to get my goal price of $689,000.
I think it should probably sell around the 650 mark.
Maybe 7.
500 and, oh, I don't know, 58,000?
I think $579 on it is a very reasonable price.
Between $550 and $575.
Tonight is offer night, and I'm heading to my office to see if offers have been faxed in yet. Any faxes coming in?
No, nothing else.
Nothing, eh?
Tim, hey.
Hello.
Well, I got some good news. 6 offers.
Nice.
Al, are you ready? Let's go. Al's been in the business for 26 years, so I have him present for all multiple offer situations.
We're going to call each agent in one at a time. They will present their offer. Poker face. If the offer is brutal, no emotion. If the offer is fantastic, no emotion.
Gotcha.
He is the master negotiator, so why not step aside, put my ego aside, and let him handle the negotiations.
Okay, we've got the 6 offers in, of which 3 are really close.
Yeah.
You're not the best offer, but you're close enough for me to send you back.
Out of the 6 offers, we're gonna work with the top 3. But just because there's multiple offers doesn't mean that they're gonna be good ones. It's not over till it's over.
Hi, good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for waiting.
Hello. My clients spent a lot of time at your house, really liked it, especially the Tiki Bar, so I'm looking forward to an invitation to the Tiki Lounge. So I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, the offer price is $468,221. That's a unique price.
Well, we threw the 221 in to match the street address.
Okay, good, good.
Nice cut.
The completion date is the 23rd of April.
Thank you, good luck, and thank you.
I'll give you the details of this one. No conditions. We'll let you choose the closing date.
Excellent.
And last and not least, we've got our price.
We have $489,000 with an $18,000 deposit. Excellent. Hi, Kathy.
Hi.
This is Janet and Tim.
Janet, hi.
So what we have here, it's $492,000. Completion date is the 1st of March.
I got $492,000 from my client Tim. That is $42,000 over my gold price of $450,000.
Bingo, bango, bongo.
Beat that, Steve.
Let's see what we got. We listed it at $649. We got one offer.
Not bad. That was close. $629.
Close.
I went back to the other agent and I said, bring me the best you can. And he came back with $633.
Hey, Rob, it's Steve. Okay, I got an offer on Austin.
Talking with my client, he agreed, and we sold the house. I got $633,000 for my client, Rob. That's $56,000 under my gold price of $689,000. But it's close to market value, and my client is happy.
56 under versus 42 over?
Thanks.
Excellent.
I guess that shows that experience in being on a team really pays.
Janet may have come out on top this time, but it won't be the last time we're competing. So watch out. And maybe next time, she'll leave her husband at home.
Go home, bird boy.
For more, go to WNetwork.com/theagents.